Good evening, everybody, and good evening, Mr. Zackson.
Hello, everybody.
Real quick, before we start saying hi to everybody, Lance has a comment up here. Is Charlie okay? I sent him like a dozen emails over the last 3 weeks, and he hasn't responded to any of them. Charlie has a lot going on, guys. He's got some, his father's got some health issues, and he's been dealing with some issues with his dad and his family and living situations. So, yeah, Charlie's good himself, but he's just he's got a lot of time he's spending helping out his dad, folks. I did get to meet I've met his dad before, but I did get to see his dad up in Pensacola last weekend. It was good to see Mr. Newland again, but Charlie's got a lot going on with him, guys. He's going to try and be here in the morning. He says, apologize to everybody, but I say, hey, buddy, family comes first. So Lance, he's okay. He probably just doesn't have the time right now to be checking out emails. So, you know, I was happy he got a half a day off to meet me in Pensacola. And, but yeah, he's got a lot going on right now. So just keep Charlie and his dad in your prayers, please.
Hello, Minix.
So there we go, guys. Just want to make sure everybody knows Charlie's okay. So good evening, Scott, Old Palone, DK, Prospector Jason E. Heading to bed. I had a bug all day. Have an awesome life. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Let us know. Feel better, buddy. Get some sleep. Howdy, Chop Chop. Or as Charlie would say, La Hacienda. Good evening, ma'am. Joe, bad idea. Keegan. Miss Risha, good evening. She's saying hi to Papa Rouse, but I haven't seen Papa Rouse in here. I think she's just saying hi to the title. Bill should be here along any second. Good evening, Miss Georgianne.
Hello, Mermaid.
Mr. Beard. Hello, James. Captain Vic, good evening. Dirt Devil Roger, good evening, sir. Howdy, Keegan. Howdy, Neil. Gregory Gibson.
Hi, Georgianne. Oh, Rocky. Bill Brasky. Javier. Rick,
I gotta see Joe finish that sentence. Little old lady tried to give me $1 because I was looking at the coin star like a homeless person. Oh my God, Joe, that's hilarious. God bless her.
Yeah, but what did you do with the $1?
Evening, Bill. I enjoyed your last video. You and Christine in the park in where was it? South Dakota. Man, you guys look like you were freezing there. That was a pretty park, though. You were right.
Hello, Carolinas.
Howdy, Mr. Jeremy. Good evening, Mr. Greg, AU Diver. Good evening, Mr. Greg, Yankee Down South. Hello, Miss Beth. Howdy, Yodi. Howdy, Neil. And there's Mr. Lance.
Well, bad idea. You know, it's Southern hospitality. Somebody offers you something, you just keep it. I wouldn't have accepted the $1 either, but.
Evening, Rick Hay.
Bill, I'll get you the link.
I got it. I already typed in. There you go. It's
right,
there, Bill.
Link is for Bill.
Yeah, link is for Bill. There's the other Greg, Mr. Yankee Down South. You know what? Maybe we'll have Greg up tonight if he wants to come on to talk about how great I'm hearing all kind of good things about the Hunt Meridian. I know Charlie didn't find much, but I know Mr. Brad B-Rad. Brad is Charlie's Troy. Because nice hat, Bill.
Thank you.
Nice minion hat.
I like it.
I'll get a look at that in a minute.
Oh, and hello, Georgianne. Dan, PA Patriot, how you doing?
That's a neat hat. PA Patriot, him and Wrench and a couple others are out getting the gold this weekend.
Good deal. Good deal. You got to be loving this weather right now.
Hi, Angie and Rick.
Boom, Scott. Nice. Got to keep that mojo going. Absolutely right. There's Miss Danny D. Got a nice message from her tonight asking if we were going to be on. So welcome, Danny.
Lodak.
Mr. Lodak.
Mr. Lodak, Mr. Minix.
Backbreaking.
Howdy, backbreaking. Hello, Mystic. There's past and present.
That sucks, PA.
Jim Steele, good evening.
Mr.
Big in
Minix.
Louisiana, good evening.
SC, how you doing?
The Relic Reaper.
Bill, did you see Mermaid's comment? Sent you an email.
No, I missed it. Check my
Howdy,
email.
Carrie Holder Reed.
Okay.
That's awesome. Bill, Denise, I had to leave the cross country trip in the motorhome, but Denise and her parents did get to see Mount Rushmore and some of the Badlands and the parks in between out there. They got to see the buffalo and they had a buffalo stop the motorhome in Yellowstone, and they took it all the way out to New Mexico, and then they borrowed their aunt's car to go to Vegas. Denise went out. I think they went to Vegas or Reno, and then on the way back they stopped at the Alamo. But they did 29 states at the motorhome. Denise and her parents. I think I did 9 with them. But yeah, I really want to go see Mount Rushmore. Denise and I have seen the Grand Canyon on our Vegas trip. Incredible. Good evening, Stephen Stark.
At least you got out some, PA. Yeah, the Hoover Dam tour is always a fun one too.
Yeah, I want to do that. We just drove over it the one time there. Drove by it. Do they still do the thing where they take you down in the elevator and you can walk like to the ledge or whatever?
Probably. I would imagine that's a pretty good moneymaker for them.
Howdy, PA.
Nothing in life is cheap.
No. You know what? I watched a channel called Joe and Nick's Travel Adventures or Adventures. This couple that their kids are all grown and they sold their big house in Texas, and they traveled all these small dying towns in America, and he gives you all the stats, like, he gives you the racial stats, the age stats, the sex, the income, what median home values are worth, and then he gives you a stat on when this town, that he shows you the census going back to when the town started, and they give you the population, and he'll find some town that during the gold rush or something was, or the oil rush was, there was 7,200 people in the town, and now there's 400 people left, and the town's dying. And then he drives through the town, and he shows all these, the crumbling houses and the place left over there, and I enjoy. I forgot where I was going with the story, and wow, half a pain pill, and I forgot where the story's going.
Take the other half. We'll have a pretty interesting night.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. What was I talking about before we started?
You were telling us about when you bought that motorhome and Denise didn't want you to have it?
No, she didn't want me to rebuy it. She didn't want me to rebuy it.
You were talking about the epic motorhome adventure they had and how you wanted to see the Grand Canyon, and then you veered off into Joe and somebody's travel adventures.
They travel to all these different places, and I think some of the places they go to would be cool places to metal detect.
You want to see some cool places to metal detect? I went out on a heck of an adventure Wednesday. I wound up out by Kelso Train Depot in California. We're talking they're roads, but they're back roads, old roads where the towns have evaporated. But I mean, I was driving along the train tracks and I was following the one road. I was going way out, and I kept seeing foundations and old farming and just these little things tucked away that I barely spotted. To me, that looked like that would be some pretty.
Oh yeah, if you can find foundations and you could possibly find where the train station was or the stagecoach was.
You're not. I get it.
Volume's still on, Bill.
Good evening, backbreaking. Good evening, Angie and Rick are here. Good evening, Angie and Rick.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever drove that road. It's a neat little road. I mean, I wouldn't do it as a destination adventure, but as a sidetrack, absolutely.
Howdy, J. Paul. There's Mr. Lodak. Good evening, everybody. Backbreaking. Absolutely, Danny. God, I love the Minions.
The Kelso train.
I'm having trouble grasping it's still cold in places when it's already in the 90s here in Florida.
The Kelso Train Depot out there looked really, really cool. I'd like to got out and got a few more
Hi,
pictures.
Grandma Kelly, Jeremy,
show my kids or whatever. But I was working. I couldn't stop.
Howdy, Sheldon SC. There's Don Relic Reaper. There's Miss Mermaid, Miss Anna.
John, Finders Keepers. Good evening. Hello, Amanda.
Oh, and since I'm into this here, guys, I want to apologize to everybody because I menardoed it Monday night. I was sitting at my hotel room Monday night in Pensacola, and Charlie called me and said, "Hey, I'm on my way with my dad. I'll pick up dinner." And I said, "That's great. That way I don't have to, my hip was killing me, guys, from that's another long story, but my hip was killing me from the water hunting I did that day. And I have to preface that with saying, guys, I would not have been able to hunt if Shane didn't help me down to the water, and Charlie and Brad didn't help me out of the water. I would have never been able to hunt. They literally escorted me, carried me back to the picnic table at the sand. Charlie carried my gear, but let's just say that. Oh my God, I just did it again. Oh, I want to apologize because I was in the hotel room and I was sitting there and I looked down at my laptop and it said 7:30. Okay. So I'm like, well, I got an hour. This is great. I'll just sit here and, just play around on YouTube, maybe play some poker on the poker or not poker, some chess on the chess channel. And I was like, I've got an hour before the videos and Monday Dig starts. And then Charlie gets there and we have a nice dinner and we leave. I look at the clock. It says 8:30 on my clock. I'm like, this is great. I sit down. I go to log in for my video, and it says your video streamed an hour ago. And I was like, oh, you moron! You're in Central Time right now. And yep, guys, I was sitting there. Charlie wasn't there yet with his dad. I had that whole hour that I could have just watched everybody's stream, but nope, I was an hour late. So I'm trying to catch up on everybody's videos. I've seen part of Mermaids. I've seen part of Adam's AEW. So I'm trying to get caught up on the videos. That was just another Menardo moment brought to you by the Menardo. Hi, Grandma Kelly.
Rob, I would like to take this opportunity to point out that in between your panel members and the chat, as you explain that story as to why you missed your own video, not a single look or utter peep of surprise. Everybody's just going about their normal business. Like, yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure nobody's gonna. I'm sure people are just gonna go shocker.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Sheldon says Yellowstone is not far from me. That is awesome, Sheldon.
Captain Vic's the first person to comment on that, and probably the only.
Oh, Bill says, I discovered that rest stops in Wyoming have playgrounds. Well, that take your break, eat a sandwich or something, get something to drink, and do some metal detecting at the same time. That's awesome, Bill. Howdy, backbreaking.
I saw one of their videos pop up that said they were detecting rest stop playgrounds or something.
Yeah, I did the one where they found the little, I think it's a little butterfly charm and all the coins. See, now that would be cool, Marty. Do they show you the machine gun spots at the Hoover Dam? Now, I have not actually heard about those, but
I don't remember that.
Any facility that's got machine gun spots, I want to go see. There's Mr. Jeremy. Mark the Berg Hunter, evening. Mark, I want you to know every time I look through my thumbnail files to find a thumbnail I need for the streams or something like one tonight, and I run across your picture and your full Halloween makeup, buddy. It just makes me smile. It just gives me a little laugh, buddy. There's Miss Amanda. Howdy, Amanda.
Hi, Gary. Hi, Jim Steele.
Howdy, Yodi. Scott McClory, he was here early.
Yes, Finder Keepers. There are bodies inside of the Hoover Dam.
Jim Steele says his internet's sucking tonight. Yes, Danny D reminded me that tomorrow is Mother's Day, and she asked me if we were going live, and I'm like, yeah. Denise is just a fur mom, a cat mom, and Denise's mom has passed away. So normally we used to go take her mom to a nice Sunday brunch or something, but yeah, we're just going to do our our stream tomorrow. Wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day.
What
Yeah,
St.
frost warning.
James fan?
Frost warning 2 nights ago. 47 where PA's at. I'm telling you guys. Oh, that's what Dalton, Zackson, this is getting scary. I just remembered where that story was going with the guys helping me in and out of the water. Here's PA saying it's 47, and another somebody said Scott saying they're getting frost warnings. We were in the water in Pensacola Monday. All four of us spent like 3.5 hours in the water. It was a little chilly. After about 30, 45 minutes in there, up to about chest deep, under your armpits, I was a little cold, but it helped the knee out. Yeah, Roger said I found it pretty hot. Roger, come down here in August and September, sir. What? Mommy's gone to bed already. Evening, Bud Files. That's all right, Greg. It's all right, Greg. Thank you, Greg. But
I wouldn't put it past the U.S. of doing that, Marty. But Hoover Dam's pretty far inland. If you can make it from Bird, if you can make it from the coast, if you can make it from the coast to Hoover Dam, we've got a bit of a problem.
every time I come on this computer, that's all he wants is attention. Mystic, I've got the video together. It will not be Monday night's video. I'm going to get with Shane and Charlie just to make sure I'm not stepping on any toes. I don't know if Shane's doing a full video. It will probably be my following Monday video 9 days from now. And it's just going to probably be a 10 or 12-minute video. I don't have enough footage for a full 14-minute video. But I will publish my trip up there. Most of it's going to be me driving and commenting, and with just a little metal detecting in the middle, because even though, Shane and Charlie told me 2 months ahead of time that we were going to do this trip or that he was coming down, I haven't metal detected, guys, in 7-8 months. I haven't water metal detected in almost a year. So I didn't know where my waterproof pouch was for my camera. I didn't know where my underwater plastic case was for the Vivitar camera that Bill got me. So I didn't know where my harness was and everything. So I didn't have any camera on. Shane did have a GoPro attached to his hat, so I'm going to see if he has any footage of the forest. And we actually stopped a tourist on the beach and said, "Hey, would you mind taking a picture of us 4 guys?" And then they took a picture of us 4 in the water and texted it to Charlie. So Charlie was able to forward me that picture. So I do have one picture. Let me pull that up, Zach.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to warn you in advance. You were making fun of Shane's height the other weekend. If you pull that up and you're shorter than Shane, I'm going to have to lay into you.
If I was shorter than Shane, I wouldn't be showing you this.
I run mainly dirt fishing. Hi, Canes.
Ow. Why can I never find the file that I'm...
Don't you organize them by date?
You lose files like you lose coins, Rob.
There we are. And yes, the people took it at an angle. I don't know why, but that's the 4 of us in the water.
That actually looks like Shane's shorter.
Yeah.
Hi, Doug.
But see, you can see on his hat, he's got the little GoPro on the front of the hat.
Yeah.
He was the only one that had a camera. But guys, I really cherish that
Later, Gary.
That picture right there, guys. That 3.5 hours in the water. So yeah, guys, I drove 847 miles for that 3.5 hours there.
But it was worth it.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was, because we all 4 all four of us scored jewelry. And Charlie said that's a pretty
I
hunted
go
out,
for Bill.
location because they call that quiet water beach. So that's on like the inside of the bay, and so there's no waves or anything that come in there. What? Come here.
Neil, there was a after Capone bought his freedom from prison via his syphilis diagnosis, he built a house down in Florida. And what he did was he built what I'm going to call a stem wall, a little short 3 or 4 foot wall or whatever, in front of the river that went to his house so that you couldn't do a drive-by from a boat. And it was extra thick to stop the bullets or whatever. Ultimately, Capone's house got sold unceremoniously to new owners, but he did a bunch of weird stuff like that to his house.
I will check that out, Zach. That sounds cool. Good evening, Northern Found Frank. Good evening, Javier.
All I know is it was in Florida. I don't know where, but he, due to his syphilis, he got to spend like the last 4 or 6 years of his life out of prison in Florida, and he had his house all bulletproofed. He had men standing at the corners, standing at every corner, day and night to the end. You know, he still had plenty of money, but the decorative wall in front of his house was built bulletproof. And the house was held on to for a real long time. And then finally, when it did sell, it sold unceremoniously for no additional value. It was simply sold for home value.
It was in Palm Island, Miami Beach. Oh, wow. It's now an empty lot. Somebody bought it and tore down the house, Zach. Wow. Why would you do that? That house has so much historical significant value.
I mean, realistically, Rob, it doesn't really have historical significant value. You're talking about a violent career criminal.
Oh, yes. I know he murdered plenty of people. He murdered his own men. I know he was extremely violent and cruel, but he almost obtained mythical status during Prohibition. I mean, there was a lot of people that were on his side because he was supplying alcohol, and a lot of people didn't believe in Prohibition. So he's kind of what you kind of want to call an anti-hero, because obviously he killed people, and his business was based on fear and intimidation and stuff like that.
Go for Bill.
But I think the house that Al Capone lived in is a historical site. Hell, if we can preserve the Brady Bunch house, okay, we could have preserved Al Capone's house.
The Brady Bunch house was wholesome and generic, and the life that everybody wishes they had.
Ouch, Beth. Ouch. Boom! It's Saturday night.
Yeah, Steven Stark. Look up Capone's Lake Michigan house. See if they preserved that or if they dozed it.
Yeah, that's Greg. That's something I'd like to see, is the turbines at Hoover Dam. I've seen.
I saw the turbine hall
videos on that.
I saw the turbine hall. It's real cool.
See, Gary, that's just not right. Mystic, yes. I don't want to say it here because I'm going to do the video for my members first, because I'm a little slacking on member material lately. And then the video or the giveaway that I wanted to start Tuesday or Wednesday, I was hoping to have it running before I left, and that didn't happen. I mean, I was happy to get out of here at 1 o'clock even after I get off the stream with Bill around 10:20. I didn't get out of here till 1 o'clock. But fortunately, I thought it was a 9.5 hour drive to Pensacola. It only turned out to be about an 8-hour drive. So I still got up there around 8:30. With the time change, it would have been 9:30 my time, 8:30. So I got up there before dark, so I didn't have to drive in the dark. My hotel was literally, the GPS said, take this exit. And as soon as I took the exit of the interstate, it said, your destination's on the right. It literally was the first driveway off the exit off the interstate. So, I mean, it literally took you 30 seconds to go from the hotel front door to be back on the interstate. And yet I was only like 20, 25 minutes from the beach where I met Charlie, Brad, and Shane. So, yeah, it was a pretty good. It worked out really well for location, and I belong as a member to the Choice Hotels program, and using my membership at the Choice, I got a great rate at that hotel. Gas cost me a little more than I thought, but I got a good deal in the hotel.
What'd you think of that gas picture I sent you?
I forwarded that picture you sent me, Zach, and I took a bunch of shit for forwarding that picture.
Well, it depends on the subtext that you wrote with it. That was in a remote area in California.
Well, that's what everybody said because Wygold sent me a text back immediately. Said that's not what gas costs in my area, California. It's like $4.80, and then he said that's what he said in his text. He said he's probably out somewhere in the boonies or in the remote section. So, but that's just I mean when Denise and I went and saw the Grand Canyon, and we were driving back, we took some back roads and we got lost in the desert. Okay, I take the blame for that. Oh yeah, hang on, let me have Zach go solo here. Look at that, guys. 809.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
Hey, no.
So we were running out of gas, Zach. We were running out of gas in the middle of the desert in California. And in the middle of nowhere on this T intersection, there was this lonely gas station out in the middle of freaking nowhere. And I was like, well, we got to get it. We're literally below E on the rental car. I said, well, no matter what it costs, if it would have been that $8 a gallon, we'd have had to pay it just to get it back to the rental car. And it was only like 20 cents higher than the last gas station went to. And I was like, this guy's sitting on a gold mine out here in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, well, in contrast, in the early 70s, I was driving to Winnemucca, Nevada, and there's long stretches of nothing out there. And there's this little hole in the wall to turn off to the Battle Mountain. There's a gas station sitting there, and the gas prices were like $1.39 a gallon. And out there at that time, that place was $6.95 a gallon in the early 70s because there wasn't anything else. So if you're on gas, you had to buy it there.
Welcome, Washington State Jags fan. It took me a minute to figure out what how to pronounce your name on that.
That's pretty bad, Bill.
But Washington State Jags fan, welcome and hello to the chat. Mark wants to know, did they carry me in a fireman's carry, or was it more like an officer and a gentleman carry? No, Brad did not carry me in an officer's and a gentleman's carry. It was more like I had two shoulders and elbows that I could put all my weight on and hobble back to the truck with Shane carrying my gear. But yeah, I literally would not have been able to get out of the water with the guys. And but they gave me. I want to thank all three of them. They gave me possibly the funnest 3.5 hours I've had this year.
Thank you, Danny D.
Well, Marty, that's a lot of people said, wow, all the way down back to the Hoover Dam. They had predicted, the American generals predicted after Pearl Harbor that if the Japanese attacked, we may not have been able to stop them all the way to Chicago. So they would have taken the entire Midwest and West. So yeah, the Hoover Dam would have been in the territory that they predicted would have fallen. So yeah, I can understand that.
Hi, Paul.
Evening, Kenneth Bird. Thank you, Moon. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Moon.
Wow, Angie and Rick said they had a huge sleet storm just a couple of days ago. It was a little chilly in that water, Jags fan, but I stayed in there a whole 3.5 hours. We all three did.
We're currently experiencing a sunstorm. Tomorrow it's supposed to turn into a windstorm.
Yeah, guys, I was hoping to get with Roger from Dirt Devil. Him and his family were over at Disney's Wide World of Sports. They have a huge sports complex there, and I guess his daughter's volleyball team is there. And apparently they did real well. And he was hoping to hook up, and he's like, "Hey, can we get together after my daughter's volleyball?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Is there any someplace we can meet on Clearwater Beach or a little closer?" And I go, "Yeah, where are you coming from?" And I said, Denise goes, "Well, what are they doing?" I said, "His daughter's at volleyball tournament." She goes, "Well, the only place they do that's Wide World of Sports. Ask him." And I said, "Where are you coming from?" He goes, "Disney's Wide World of Sports." I said, Roger, that's not a hop, skip, and a jump. I said, to drag your family. It's a 2.5 hour drive to Clearwater Beach just for your family to sit in the car for me and you to say hello to each other." And he goes, "Oh, okay. We'll just do that the next time we're down." I said, "Yeah, let's get together next time you're down."
Wasn't that hot up here, Moon? You must be in the lower desert.
Thank you,
Evening, Rob, mainly dirt fishing, MDF. Welcome. Scott says, Got an Airbnb in Davenport. I'm trying to remember where Davenport is. There's Miss Fairy Dust. Good evening, Miss Brene.
Hello, Mandy.
Hi, Mandy.
Well, that's cool, Neil. That is just really cool. Go for Bill. Can't stay busy. My girlfriend's in the hospital with COVID. Jesus, Bill. My prayers, Bill. We wish her the best.
You're already 15 minutes behind in chat. Yeah, I'm in the high dose.
Evening, Brad. Yeah, we had a great day, Danny. The guys, it was a great day. Yeah, Shane's not the tallest guy, Georgianne, but he's got a heart of gold. Oh, Davenport's down near Miami. Thanks, Relic. That's right, it is. Yeah, go for Bill. Let's give her the best. Good evening, Lewis. Yep, Sea Mermaid has it. You're right, I'm behind. Get out. They tore down the mansion from Magnum PI? Come on. Oh, that's where I was going with the story, Zach, about Joe and Nick's road trip adventures I watched. I was talking about them, and I forgot where I was going with it. This video they did 4 days ago that Denise and I watched today, they went and saw the United States' biggest house in where's the Biltmore at? North Carolina? Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah, Asheville, North Carolina. They went and visited the Biltmore, which is that 150,000 square. It's a huge mansion built by the Carnegie guy with the railroads or whatever. Anyway, it's turned into a museum now. You can go visit it, and they allow you to film it. So they filmed him and his wife's trek through the thing, and it was just fascinating seeing it because they've left it just as it was at the turn of the century. But when he told me the cost to get in there, I about lost it. Tickets to get there to walk through that house, $110 to go see that house. Guys, that's a day at Walt Disney World, $110.
Not anymore, but that's high.
Well, if you get the Florida discount. There you go, Joe.
Nice. More. Hello, Muddy Mess.
Yeah, Doug disputes your wholesomeness there, Zach.
Whatever. For TV, it was wholesome.
Well, that you're right.
What they did behind the scenes is just that.
Oh, well, Zackson, I'll tell you later about the link to a lost episode that's on YouTube.
Howdy, Ficus.
All right.
See, you guys are saying it's cold. Brene says it was 103 degrees today in Arcadia, California. I don't know where Arcadia is, but I would imagine that's near the desert.
Let her
Boom, Tomcat Josh, thank you. Danny D, boom, thank you for 8 months, Danny D. Yeah, it was a weekend at Bernie's, Carrie. That's what it was.
I think today was our last hot day, and then the wind comes on and cools everything down for us.
Howdy, Bill Brasky. Howdy, Tomcat Josh. Wow, Mermaid sent me another $100. Awesome. She says, sorry for lack of contact, limited electricity. Yeah, that's probably one of the drawbacks to living out in the boonies. And folks, she's in the boonies. Come here. Come here.
I just sent you something. Text you, Zach. Tell you what to look for. Now, one word came out wrong, but you get the gist of it.
And it's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Some guys had had videotaped it and erased the soundtrack and put their own soundtrack to it.
All right.
It's hilarious.
Hello, Lionheart.
Zeus.
It's like, put me down, you cad.
I think he's pretty happy right now.
He loves scratches under the neck. Howdy, she-devil.
Camp Freedom, Greg says, Florida Hunt 11 ounce for January 30th through February 1st. Uh-huh.
Greg, you want to pop on up? Howdy, She-Devil. Thank you, Grandma Kelly. Thank you, Tom Kingery.
Bill, if we sent Rob 100-pack of those little tiny food colorings to where they would just got scattered around his house, would his cats play with them, eventually open them and dye themselves a color for a little while?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes, they would.
Let me see if they have that on Amazon.
I would color them if she'd let me. we could
have the whole house colored. Thank you, Anna. Anna just sent you a super chat. So did Grandma Kelly.
Wow, thank you guys. Arcadia's in the foothill of the San Gabriel Valley Mountains. There you go. Okay.
Sorry, Snap and Scavenge.
Howdy, Snap and Scavenge.
Says my cat just bites me.
No, he'll bite you only if you rough him up, and then he just bites you. He just bites you soft.
Yes, it is. I've been there once. Drunk.
He's a big boy. He's between 16 and 17 pounds, Paula. All right, Angie says she's going to be in there. Well, Angie, I'm going to be. I hope to be better by January, Angie. So, if that is true, then I will meet you up there in January.
Is he just a big cat, or is he plump too?
He's a little plump on the bottom, but they're those.
Hi, Scott.
Oh, what the hell breed is he? Bill probably knows. They're big cats.
Oh, they're Maine Coons?
No, he's not a Maine Coon. He's a. I can't yell at Denise because she's already sleeping.
Oh,
ragdoll. He's a ragdoll.
Yeah, thank you.
I showed my daughter one of those pictures of the cats that have the little 2-3-inch legs or whatever.
Oh, the little munchkins. The munchkins.
Yeah. She says they look creepy. She wouldn't want one.
No, they're cute as a button. Thank you, Danny.
I had a friend that had one of those. Always had to help him up on the couch. He couldn't make it.
Greg, do you want to come up for a few minutes, Greg? Yankee Dane South, Greg. There's Super Nick.
Yeah, he got here.
Rob's seen my cat flop. He weighed 27. Yeah, Jeremy's cat is flipping huge. All right, this link is for Greg. No, Snap. No, I buddy, I love animals, but I know those hairless cats creep me out. I just think of Mr. Bigglesworth on Austin Powers. Jay, this one's, if you have chicken dinner, Jay, this one sits there and expects chicken dinner. Found my 4th silver ring today, still not as cool as my last ring. Man's copper wedding band from a house site. Nice, Bart. Always nice finding vintage rings, Bart. They are, Georgianne. They are just super friendly cats. They get along with all the dogs we have here in the house. And yeah, they just don't look cute to me either, Danny. Oh, nice, Mystic. You have to send me a picture of that, sir. Okie doke, passed. Lewis says $1 billion. Captain Vic, we had naked mole racks at Animal House. At Animal Kingdom when I worked at Disney at Animal Kingdom. We had a whole display or whole enclosure with naked mole rats, and they were kind of weird. There you go, Danny D's got a video up the dog playing with a toy. Hey, happy dog videos are ugly suckers. You're exactly right, past and present. Uh-oh, I'm getting a text.
That's all right. I just had two extremely polite people stop by to spread the word with me.
Toga. Yeah, Mystic. That's my favorite all-time comedy of all time. I was 17 when that came out.
What the
Animal House, the movie. I was 17 when that came out in 78.
Oh,
And
that was hilarious.
I went to that was the only movie I went to the theaters, I think, and saw like 5 times. And it's just the greatest.
You saw Star Wars at least 10.
Oh, I've watched Star Wars at least 10 times, but I didn't go to the theater to see it 10 times.
They took everything, even the stuff we didn't steal.
Did we give up when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
I thought it was the Japs. Not now. He's on a roll.
Yeah, not now. He's on a roll. I thought he was pre-law, not pre-med. Whatever. There's Mr. Greg.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Greg.
And there, he now officially let us know, guys, it's 2 G's on Greg, okay? He's a 2G Greg guy.
Yeah, I'm a double.
I'm a double.
I forgot I had my laptop. I had to bring it in the kitchen because the wife's in there cleaning. So I was like, I'm going to go in the kitchen, go online for a few minutes. Trying to unwind after a long week. You know, we had the event last weekend. Then we went to Biloxi for 4 days.
Okay. Did you come home with a shirt?
Yeah, no, I just relaxed. She was the one going down there. You know, we hit the buffets, you know, so now I got to go to the gym and lose the extra pounds. Oh,
I put on 2 pounds on the trip, so I gotta get that back off.
I'll tell you what, that is a killer ride, though. You know, we did it both going up and coming back. We did it straight through. I didn't stop.
How far was you for you one way?
Well, honestly, I didn't even really look. I know it was at 8 from here to Meridian. It was like 8.5 hours.
Yep, that's what it was. It was 8.5 hours for me to get to Pensacola.
Yeah, and then I was from Biloxi to here was only 6.5 coming home. But I-10 had construction, so we were stuck there for 45 minutes crawling before we got back to 75.
I did get waterlogged, Angie. When you see the video, you're going to see my fingers are all shriveled up from being in the water so long that day.
I forgot my mouse in there.
I got the picture of that beautiful gold-plated pocket watch, Greg.
Yeah, I haven't heard if it was real gold or if it was plated. But it was real heavy. I got the picture of the 2 Girl Scout pins because you said this was old Girl Scout ground, so there'd probably be some Girl Scout relics found, and there was. Yep.
And then I think Brad said he found a Merc and he found some Wheaties. Were there any? Do you know if there were any Indians found? Any IHPs?
I don't think any Indians. I know Wheaties. There was a couple Standing Liberty quarters found.
Nice.
And a couple Mercs. At least that I know of. I mean, I know there was a couple war nickels found. Trying to think what else there was. There was a few civil. There was a musket ball. Barb from North Carolina found a musket ball. Some 3-ringers were found.
Here you go, Jeremy.
So there was quite a bit of stuff found. I know, I know some folks, you know, they did some door knocking. There was one group that were staying at one Airbnb. You know, they found probably like 8 or 9 silvers in the yard, and somebody else brought up a good point. You know, when you're staying at an Airbnb, hope you don't get hit with a landscaping charge for digging up the yard.
That's why you put it back just the way it was. You try to make it look like just like it was.
Yep. So no, it was a good. We raised after I get the donation from Home Depot because you know they match me up to $3,000. So once I get that, we'll raise them probably just shy of 16,000.
Outstanding, Greg. Congratulations and thank you very much for that. That's just phenomenal. Now, does that go to the same the charity, the same Wounded Warriors charity that.
Yeah, the same. Soldiers Freedom Outdoors owns both Melrose Camp Freedom and Camp Marydale.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Good deal.
Yep. So, yeah, it was good. It was good seeing Charlie and Brad too. You know, Charlie donated.
They called me and texted me. Brad was finding everything, and Charlie didn't find crap. So I was just laughing at poor Charlie. But they had a blast. I know Charlie really needed it. He's got a lot going on at home, a lot of personal stuff, and I know he really needed a day off, a couple days off. And then I was glad he took a half a day, and that him and both Brad could meet. You know, Shane and I. Shane was staying with his family at an Airbnb. They rented a big place because he brought his parents, his in-laws. Two of his daughters came down. So they had like a 4 or 5 bedroom Airbnb, and just around the Alabama border. So it was about an hour and a half drive for him to get to the beach where we met Charlie. So I want to thank Shane for driving down. But you know, to try and get 4 guys together that live in 3 different states, and plan that together is these days is damn near impossible. I mean, I got all the time in the world. I'm retired, but I mean, Shane, Charlie, and Brad are all working guys, and so for us all to get a day off together, it was just great.
Yeah.
Even Bart Cubbins.
I'll tell you what, I was not used to I was not ready for the clay up there in Mississippi. Oh, it was terrible.
I've hunted at the KOA in Kentucky, and the same thing. They had the red clay and they had rocks. Yeah, I didn't like digging in Kentucky. It's not like Florida's dry sand.
No, I was not expecting. I dug for people took pictures of me on Sunday afternoon. They're like, "What is that, Greg? Is he detecting?" Because people never see me detecting at my events. I don't really, I usually, but
thank you, Fairy Dust.
After we moved the prize drawings till like around lunchtime on Sunday, so that people, can start heading home because we had people driving back to Texas and whatnot. So, we moved it forward. So, and then people hung out till about 5 o'clock, and around 4 o'clock, I decided to go swing the coil close to where we were staying on property. So,
evening, Dina. Well, up at the Florida Hunt though, we did on Saturday night about 5 p.m.
Yeah.
You did it on Sunday this time?
The reason we moved it to Sunday for this one was because of the low numbers and all the raffles we were doing. So we wanted to try to, last minute I had the guy who won the Manicore. He was one of the last guys to buy his tickets, and he threw down $200. He's like,
but did he still have his ticket?
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Oh my God, that's going to go down in history, Zach.
I rip a ticket. He wanted me to shake it. Rip a ticket, shake it. So I had to do that for $200. And we always had somebody neutral pulling the ticket, so there was no collusion.
Good evening, Incognito.
Hope you're doing well after your surgery.
But yeah, we're now.
Oh, nice, Torchy. Nice.
Now we're starting to, gear up for Florida Hunt 11. So.
I don't know what the pineapple means, Joe.
You don't know what the pineapple means?
No, I've never heard of that. What the hell is that?
It's nothing. Forget about it.
Yeah,
no, I'm looking it up now.
As long as it's not upside down, you're all right. So I'm glad Charlie had a good time. It was good seeing him. He donated one of his coin scopes and a tumbler too. So, and Leilani and Yamil were there. It was good times.
What look good? So, one of you guys live from there gave away a ugly box, I think.
Oh yeah, Frank. Yeah. Hey, so another story. Yeah. So Saturday was it Saturday night, right? Yeah. We're all sitting in the Airbnb, and I pull you up on the YouTube on the TV. So I'm on my laptop in the chat, and I go, well, hey, let's everybody watch it. And then that's when we got in there, and then Celeste got in there, and then Matt got in there. We all were sitting on our phones watching the live stream from the Airbnb. I forgot about that.
Nice. Good evening, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. Thanks for being here this evening.
Hello, Cobalt.
Yeah, that's who we're talking about, Greg. I don't want to rub salt in the wound, but yep. Charlie bought.
You didn't say anything. I took that pop shot.
Yeah, Charlie went up to Greg during the Florida hunt. What was it, 11 last year or 2 years ago? And
10.
He bought the 4 tickets, and then came back and gave everyone. He gave one to Brad, one to him, and then one to Tommy. And Tommy left the event, and I guess emptied out his pockets and left it on the counter of the B&B he was staying at. Came back to the event and didn't have his ticket, and they called his number, and Charlie knew it was the sequence of the 4 numbers he got. And Charlie took out his 3 tickets, and it was the number in between his 3 tickets. So you knew it was one of the group's Charlie tickets, but the ticket was on the counter of the. But Greg announced that day, you have to have your ticket to win. He announced that.
Yep.
So
yeah, that
was you're like Rob, and you lose everything. You have problems. Hey, good evening, Rob.
We made sure everybody had their tickets.
Well, I think it's great that the guy that won the Manicore bought $200 tickets. That's just more fundraising. That's just awesome.
Yeah. No, we had a Spanish shipwreck coin that pulled in probably almost as much money as the Manicore tickets.
Nice.
So that, and then we had the knife that was made by Carl out at the camp. I know. Did you see pictures of that? Where it said the Road to Meridian. It was a Bowie knife, Road to Meridian.
Oh no, I have not.
You. I'll have to see. Let me see if I still have the photos. And actually,
Miss Bernay, I don't know where he's been at lately. I know he used to pop in the Saturday night stream on Charlie's. Greg, my yard is red iron outcropping during wet and rainy. It stinks to high. You sink to your axles during the dry weather. It's concrete. Yeah, I would imagine in dry weather, Paul, that clay just becomes like concrete. Johnny Small Pepper, good evening. He's saying hello to everybody, especially that Bill character.
I'm gonna find it.
Well, I'm glad you had a great.
Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna.
Yeah, here we'll let you. We'll make.
Oh yeah, I could go full screen, can I? Yeah.
Yep.
Hang
there
on.
you go.
All right, give me 1 second here. Share screen.
Nice incognito.
All right, window.
Very nice, sir. Boom. So I can swing my metal detector a little bit every day just to get my stamina back. Awesome.
Why is this?
Okay, I think I got it. So yeah, there we go.
All right, let me put it up.
All right. Oh, okay, there we go.
Wow.
That was the one side, and then that was the other side.
That's just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it didn't pull in as much money as we were hoping, but we put it in. We made a raffle out of it at the last minute. So it was kind of originally it was going to be a token prize at the end. So all right, so let's see.
Hobo Rob, hope you had a good day, sir.
There we go. So, and I actually, what did I win? Oh, I bought raffle tickets for one of Gary Penta's little minute. Him and Mark Hoover had a table set up. I won one of the small, one of Gary Penta's miniatures.
Nice. Colonels, that's a pretty knife.
Yeah, he was actually on that Forged in Fire show.
Oh,
yeah,
was he?
Yeah, I think he was.
Denise's dad watches.
But yeah, he's the guy that he teaches the veterans out here at Camp Freedom, and now he does a class up there in Meridian. where the vets make their own knife. So that's where he teaches them how to do that. So, you know.
Good for you, Sheldon. I got out for the first day. Didn't come out much, yeah, but I bet it felt good to get out there, Sheldon. I can't tell you guys. Like I say, I've thanked them.
Hi, Johnny Small Pepper.
I've thanked them a half a dozen times, and I'll thank them again. I would not have been able to detect. I would have just sat at the picnic table and watched those three guys hit the water if the three of them hadn't physically assisted me get into and out of the water. So I want to thank those guys for obviously my best metal detecting day I've had this year. And finding a piece of jewelry on top of that, each of us finding a piece of jewelry on top of that is just icing on the cake, guys. So,
well, hopefully by the time Florida Hunt 11 comes around next year, you'll be mobile.
I'm hoping to be mobile. So go ahead and so you going back to the same ground up in Melrose?
Yep. And
okay.
I got a couple ideas on some extra property. Well, I'm working on. But what we had to do is we had to we had to get the date in the books because a couple other groups wanted to do a hunt around the same time. So, you know, to try to help them out, I moved it a little early. That's why we did the end of January into beginning of February because the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club, their annual silver and relic hunt, they're thinking about doing it in February this year. So I wanted to make sure that we didn't do things on the same weekend.
Good evening, 403 Prospector, and thank you, Tommy She-Devil. Much appreciated. Johnny Small Pepper will be back for pepper season in some shape or form. Looking forward to them, Johnny. Looking forward to those peppers. You're a better man than me because I am not going to be doing test videos on eating hot peppers, sir. I did the
Hi, Martin.
I did the one challenge, guys, and that was hot enough. Okay.
Was it chip?
I didn't do the chip. I did. What was it? The spoon of something? Oh, I did the spoon of the hot sauce. I did the hot sauce, but I'm not doing the peppers.
That reminds me of a video I watched. I saw today, and a younger person took Everclear. 170. He's like, zero or was a reaction. He never tried it, so he poured a shot of it, put it in his mouth, and literally spit it out seconds later. And then she shows another video. He's like, okay, I was told that we have to have it lukewarm or room temperature, not cold. And she said, this kid's not too bright. And she's reacting to this kid not knowing what he's doing. And, yeah, it didn't end well for him. Yeah,
I don't. My father, when we moved to Florida, Greg, in 73, Steak and Shake was real big here. They actually still had the car hops with the carb service. You put your window down and they bring the tray out. But if you went inside and you got service inside, they had the I guess they still have them, the bottles of the little green peppers in the liquid.
Yep.
You're supposed to just sprinkle a little bit of that liquid on your fries or your burger or whatever, hot sauce liquid. Nope, my dad unscrewed the cap, took all the peppers out and put the peppers on his plate and ate the peppers. So
yeah, one of my seafood restaurants here, they have it when they bring you out like your collard greens or something, and you can sprinkle it on there, but you have to ask for it.
All right, here we go. 403. Thank you, Fairy Dust. There's several people here tonight that need it. Greg just had hernia surgery. Nick Molnar's been on the bend. Go for Bill's girlfriend's in the hospital with throat cancer. So yes, thank you, Miss Brene. 403 live this Monday on Red Dirt Nation on his channel, Mountain Central Time. We are live with miner and creator of Gold Rush and Hoffman Family Gold. Oh my gosh, Todd Hoffman. He's the big star now, along with Parker Schnabel. Those are the two big guys, Todd Hoffman and Parker Schnabel. Gary Halls, so do we. My father enjoyed Steak and Shake too. Good evening, Gary Halls. Welcome to the stream. 5 Mile Relic Hunter, good evening.
Yeah, we still have a Steak and Shake here. There's only one surviving.
not too long after we moved here, Greg, they all closed up and they tore them down, and it took like till like 80 something, like 10 years later, for them to rebuild them. And then, of course, now once they rebuild them, they didn't have the car hops. It's just a regular restaurant now with a drive-through. But
and they're always in bad neighborhoods.
We got them here, and they were really good. Now they've all gone downhill.
There's one right by the university, but it's like right in a bad section past the university. You know, you don't want to go there. There's always somebody getting robbed, or or there's groups of undesirables hanging out in the parking lot. Makes you not want to stop.
I'm gonna write myself a note. I'm gonna write myself a note for 403. That's a big get, 403 Prospector, guys. That's for a YouTube channel to get a let's just say a reality TV person of the magnitude of a Tom Hoffman. That's a hell of a get, 403. Congratulations.
Yeah, he had another show not too long ago. I think he had
one of the other guys on there. He had the guy that has the big huge barge with the front end loader on Alaskan Gold or North Bering Sea Gold, the winter show. Yep, wrote that right down. Alrighty, guys, I know we have one name here tonight that I'm sure is not in the race. That's going to be let me scroll up here. He was just here. Gary Halls. Let me get Gary Halls in the race, and we're going to run a race, guys.
What the hell?
Do. Alrighty, guys, let's get the race up. Probably help if you put it on the screen, wouldn't it? Yeah, it probably would, Rob. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to make this for a Barber Dime and a Star Note combined. 2 prizes for the winner, guys. Shuffle characters. Shuffle characters. Shuffle a third time. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I made a short when I was at the hotel. I had 2 stacks of ones that my wife got from the bank. And I only found 1 Star Note in there. I made a short on it, but it wasn't worth nothing.
Oh, out of two stacks, 100. Well, you should try and get 1 per stack. So,
well, they weren't. I don't think they were quite. She only got 150 in ones. I think they did 2 stacks of 75. They were just 2 envelopes. They weren't banded.
Alrighty, guys, it's for a Barber Dime and a Star Note. Thank you, Martin Bishop. Much appreciated. Sorry to hear that, Angie. James Schultz says, let's go. Yeah, Vernon Atkinson and Sean Pomrenke. Yep, they were great too. 5 Miles says, jamming and having a few adult beverages tonight. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm drinking coffee.
I'm drinking the coffee too.
Well, we had real bad storms a little while ago and thunderstorms. And I don't know. I just got cold. I ran outside and came back in. I was cold. So I made myself a cup of coffee.
Alrighty, guys, there's a 19-second fade. Everybody's fading except for Sheldon. Danny D's up there, Digologist. Here comes 5 Mile and the pink spotted duck. Oh, is it going to be Papa Rouse? Nope. He jumped out too fast, guys. Is it going to be Swamp Dog? Is he here? It's Swamp Dog. righty, guys. We got Swamp Dog first, Brooklyn Chick 5 Mile, Olin, and then Lyle Okamoto. We know 5 miles here. So Swamp Dog or Brooklyn Chick, if you're here, please let us know. As Mr. Zackson would say. And I will start the timer. All right. Miss Dina, I got your mail, ma'am. Thank you very much for the stickers. As a matter of fact, as soon as we take the race down, I'll go ahead and show them off. Thank you very kindly. So we got 30 seconds for Swamp Dog or Brooklyn Chick to say hello to us. Oh, let me turn off the sound on the second. Yeah, that pill's kicking in, guys.
DK1 detecting. Hello. I know 5 miles here. He was just here a minute ago.
Yep.
5 mile comment.
He just said congrats to everybody, so we know here. All righty, guys. That goes to 5 Mile Relic.
Congrats.
Congratulations, 5 miles.
All righty, guys. I'm going to jump off here. And
Greg, thank you very much.
I'm busy in there cleaning stuff in my office, so I figured I'll listen to the show in there. Plus, my laptop's about to die, so I got to get it back on the charger. Thanks for having me on, real quick, guys.
Letting us know about it. Appreciate it, sir. We'll have you up before the next Florida hunt.
All right, will do, sir. Thank you.
Take care. All right, guys. Big thank you to Oh, let me get the race down. A big thank you to Dina Littlehale. She sent me a nice thank you note. Rob, thanks for having a great channel and all you do here. A couple of my new channel stickers. And let me go full screen here for a second. And there is her new channel sticker, guys. Really cool looking.
Nice.
She sent me 2 of them. I will be putting one on my 3rd sticker board that I'm starting. That will feature prominently there. And we will probably save this other one for a big sticker, 10 or 20 sticker giveaway. So thank you, Dina. Much appreciated. Every time I go down, Zach, from full screen, I have to make sure I hit the button that says exit solo, not exit stream. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it one of these times and just.
Why don't you just scroll down to your person and do it? Down to the basement.
What, for getting out of full solo?
So I'll put myself in solo here.
I didn't do that.
I screwed it up.
Yeah.
That's
what I worry about doing.
Hi, Frank.
Frankster, good evening. No, thank you, Dina. Much appreciated. Very kind of you to send those. Anytime, Greg. Much appreciated. Oh, and I want to thank Bill and Jeremy for continuing on the stream last Sunday when I was getting ready and packing up. Obviously, Denise was a huge help getting my truck loaded up, guys. Oh, nice. Now, Paul, if you're having chocolate, you got to have coffee.
Rob, you drink coffee with everything.
I don't drink coffee with pizza or Italian, but if I'm having a ham sandwich or a turkey sandwich, or obviously breakfast or even lunch, if it's got any kind of sandwich or croissant or anything like that, yes, coffee with almost everything, but not. That's right, Don says, but not usually Italian food. Now, if I'm having, there used to be a place here called the Spaghetti Warehouse. And if you ordered their big spaghetti dinner that had like 2 meatballs the size of softballs, you got an 8-ounce glass of cold milk with your dinner. There you go, Kelly. Kelly says it goes with everything, including breathing air. Oh yeah, show me Mo. My mom. Welcome
Yes,
to the
it
chat.
does.
Shalina. My mom loved dark chocolate.
I went out on a call this week. My first overheated person, not car, obviously. And this dude, he's talking to me on the phone, and he's got a problem vehicle. He's got a former UPS van, so parts are really, really hard to get. So it was an event trying to find parts or whatever, and I'm listening to him. And I know it's 100 where he's at. It was 100 here, and he's just in ultra high gear, getting stressed out. I'm like, dude, you got to slow down, or you're gonna make yourself sick. You got water? Yeah, I got water. Show up on scene. Hour and a half, 2 hours later, whatever. Time for him to do repair. This dude's ideal water was carbonated, sparkling mineral water. That's why you're getting sick. He's dry heaving. That's dude. You don't have real water.
I don't like sparkling water. I can't drink that. I can't drink it
cold. I can't drink it
what's
in
that
the
stuff?
I couldn't drink it overheated.
It's not called sparkling water. What's it called, Bill? It's like seltzer water. Oh, that's shit's nasty. That shit's just nasty.
Yeah. No, yuck.
Rob says 100 degrees Zackson lives in hell.
It's not even hot yet.
No, I remember last summer, Zackson, you telling us
125
one numbers with a 1-1 in front of them.
Triple digit days are normal.
Oh,
it was 100 today.
Howdy, Mandy. Howdy, Mark C. I always use races the time to go make coffee. That's a good idea, Angie. On Sunday morning when I hold a race, that's when I go get my cup of coffee.
Well, you got to understand. You got to understand
early, so she put it in the thermos cup for me, guys, so my coffee stayed hot the whole stream.
When we're having a duck race, it's just like a commercial for Angie. She knows she's not going to miss anything.
Yeah, she can come back and not have to. Well, hey, she won her first DAL, and then she won her first place. Was it last week or the week before? So she's off to Schneid now.
Yes, they are, Dina.
Oh, Danny D, I could. You give me a cold Coke or a cold iced tea with a bag of Lay's potato chips. Denise will have to take it away from me, Danny, because I'll go through a whole bag there.
So will I. Family size. I love them things.
Yep. Spaghetti Warehouse was awesome, Joe, but they all closed up around here, and yet every time we went there, they were busy. It was one of those restaurants you're like, how can they not be making money hand over fist? Yodi says 91 there. Ooh,
bad business
practice. Banana bread with peanut butter. That sounds awesome. I would definitely try that, Mark C.
Yeah, that does sound
That'd be good, but I'll still stick with butter.
Well, I made the Texas Longhorn Parmesan chicken tonight with the 4 cheeses and the butter soaked panko bread crust on top. Then Denise cooks them in the air fryer, and then we put them in a broiler dish, and then I put on the 4 cheese mixture, and then I lay on the provolone on top of the 4 cheese mixture with the Thousand Island. What's the other one you use for your celery sticks? The ranch. You mix 3 different kinds of cheeses up in ranch and make it a nice slurry, and then you put that on top of the chicken that's been cooked in the air fryer, and then you put the provolone cheese on top, and then you take the butter encrusted panko crust and you lay that as a nice like pie crust on top, and then you bake it in the broiler for 2.5 minutes, and the best chicken you've ever had. Tonight's the 4th time I've made that.
Is that why Denise was saying goodbye to the firemen when you logged in?
No, and Zach, there was a sad day that happened here at the house today. Fire tree went bye-bye today. But I filmed it. I filmed it with Denise. Denise in my truck pulling her first, what would you call it, tree stump out of the ground with my truck today. And she did a really nice job. So I filmed the whole thing. But the tree that I caught on fire next to the carport, Denise got tired of looking. She got tired of looking at that dead tree, Zach, so that came out today.
You know, the interesting thing about that, Rob, is I'm sure they taught you back when you were a police officer. Pyromaniacs usually like to come back and see their damage, and you were there filming it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why they film the crowd at those things now, Zach. You're exactly right. Yep. Well, if you fill up on potato chips, Danny, you're not going to hear me. You're not going to hear me saying anything about it, because 2 cups of melted ice cream and your choice, and a cup of flour. Ooh. Ice cream bread. No, I've never heard of that, Yodi. Ooh, I will have to look that up. Yeah, how can you not be addicted to potato chips? It's the same with the can of Pringles. I could go through a whole can of Pringles.
That ain't saying much. They don't put anything in those cans anymore.
Did you see the video? And I can't remember where it was, Zach. I can't remember if it was out of Japan or if it was someplace. These 2 kids, little boys, I'm going to say they were like preteens. To prove a point that potato chip bags had so much air in them, they took like 100 or 200 potato chip bags and roped them all together and got 2 oars and launched off a boat dock. And with 200 potato chip bags, they floated across the lake because there's so much air in those potato chips. I was rolling when I saw that video.
You need the air to protect the chips. I mean, you would have potato crumbs if you vacuum sealed them.
Well, that's true.
Yes, you do. Back when I was a kid, I used to have an uncle who lived in San Jose, and he'd come up and we'd all go camping, 2 families. Well, he decided to buy all his groceries in San Jose, which is at sea level. We lived at almost 3,000 feet. So he's in front of us in a station wagon heading up to the campground. And next thing we know, it's snowing in a station wagon. He bought 2 bags of potato chips and they exploded in the car.
Because of the heat?
Or the difference in air pressure.
Oh.
They blew up like a balloon and exploded. I wish I would have had an 8mm back then to take a picture of that. It was so funny.
Yeah, Yodi, I'm gonna try that ice cream. I'm on the web for delicious ice cream bread recipe to try now. Excuse me. I'm gonna be trying that, guys. And like the person just suggested, I'm gonna try melting some dark chocolate in that.
Oh, it's good.
Mark C. Yeah, I'm gonna Mystic says we always come around to food. Well, we do on Tuesday nights, Mystic, but apparently we are doing tonight too.
Now it's starting to sound like a heart attack prevention video. No, it's the opposite.
You can change that to a heart attack intention.
Yep, Grandma Kelly says it's just 2 or 3 handfuls. That's why I can eat a whole bag, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, did they finally go live, Tom?
Oh, yeah, Tom Kingery. So let's do a raid over to Ken Dews and JP. I'm sure they'll pull up as an active stream on my favorites.
Well, they've been live for almost an hour.
Wow, why aren't they showing up on my...
All right, that was number 24. We got 76 watching. If we can get them to 60 likes, I'll give away a 1 ounce copper round.
Boom, guys. You heard the man. Zach, I don't see it over JP's.
It's not on JP's. It's on Can Do Veterans tonight.
Oh, Can Do. Okay, that's my mistake. All right, I'm number 33.
Hey, Diver, you ever watch any of the college level physics professors YouTube videos? Some of those are pretty cool. I can appreciate a good set of physics when I see them. This dude had basically a bicycle wheel with two handles on it, spinning real fast. He's showing kinetic energy, and so he shows the students or whatever, and he sits down in a rolling chair, like the one I'm sitting in now, an office chair. He leans the wheel one way, and the chair starts spinning that way or the other way. One or the other leans it the other way, and it spins it the other way. Those are pretty cool videos.
Oh, Rob, we can blame all this food talk on Paula. She said she started.
I believe she did.
Yeah. I'm sorry I started a glutinous frenzy.
I do believe that for the start of the delicious food conversations, Paula should send me and Bill some of that delectable food to try out.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You are absolutely correct. Why is it that everything that tastes so good is usually bad for you? That's exactly the way it works.
Zackson, did you email Bill at SoCal? Remember he said he's gonna give us something? It's one of his coins he had made for his channel. That's what he wants to give you.
Nice. I never emailed him. I just didn't do it.
Good evening, Megadog555. Welcome to the stream. Let me see. Let me get Megadog. Let me get Megadog.
You don't have Mega in the races? Mega's an awesome guy.
I will get him in there, sir.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I didn't say it was smart. I just said it was cool. They are at 47 likes. Need 13 more. Want to give away a copper round?
Hello, guys. We can do 13 more, guys.
We got 13.
Hi, Mark Miller.
Oh, Mark.
Howdy, Mark.
Get 13 more, and I'll throw in a $2 bill, a silver dime, and a silver quarter. How's that?
Oh, nice.
Boom, Bill.
Bob Mazzulli.
Did we even link
Bob? How are we doing, Bob?
I don't even think we linked it.
Yeah, I made it over with the link.
No, we never even linked it in chat.
Steven, thanks for being here, buddy. Enjoyed the chat.
Somebody did. That's how I got there.
Oh, I'll relink it.
Yeah, Tom Kingery did. Let's do it right over to Can Do.
Yeah, Tom did. Tom put it up.
I just put it up again. 907, hello. I just
Thomas 907.
Sorry,
thank you, Danny. I saw your comment. Oh my God, Zach, Martin Bishop hasn't heard the tree burning story.
Really? That story's told every 2.5 weeks.
Martin, my sister was over the house and parked her truck, and it leaked oil, and it leaked some really rusty burnt radiator fluid. So I thought the easiest thing to do to burn the oil stains off would just put a little gasoline on it. And I put a little too much gasoline. All I did was thought it would just burn the oil off, and it rose up like an explosion, went all the way to the top of the carport, and then rolled outside the carport. The flame ball did, and caught Denise's what do you call it? I was ready to say hibachi, but not hibachi. What do you call those Japanese trees that are all the bonsai tree? It caught her. She had like a crafted bonsai bush tree type thing. Yeah, she came home and wanted to know why that had burnt up, and that was not a good day, guys. So it's been sitting there as just a dead burnt tree stalk, and she's redoing a lot of the yard work, and she's going to redo some of her landscape areas. So she's like, I want that dead tree out of here. I said, okay, go get the snatching strap. We'll hook it up to the truck. And it's fun watching a woman try to use a hatchet that doesn't know how to use a hatchet, but she chopped through the roots, got the roots off that we needed to loosen the tree up, and then I hooked the snatching strap to it, and she just got in the truck and just put it in idle, and it started pulling out. She says, I can't even feel it. I said, just give it a tiny bit of gas, and it yanked that tree right out, roots and all. Good evening, Pinger. Thanks for popping on over, Pinger.
What's she going to put back in its place?
I don't know. She's got 3 or 4 plants sitting out here, and you know,
Oh, sorry,
the
Bob.
3-gallon buckets that she's going to put something in there. Outdoor More, welcome. I'm back, and my phone died.
Maybe you could get her a concrete rendition of a tree and put it there.
Oh, Bob, I remember you telling me your dad took care of you, and
Well, JP.
wow, Bob, you told me that a few years ago when you started watching the channel. So sorry to hear that, Bob.
Yeah.
I know you and your dad were really close, sir.
They're almost there.
And I tell Charlie that every day. I said, Charlie, spend as much time with your dad as you can, because there'll be a day he won't be here, and you should relish all your moments. I miss my dad and my mom every day. I know. Jay, that's what I told her. I know. I was so, yeah, Rob the tree killer. I'm sorry, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Do says charts. But wow, Bob.
Chop shop.
Bob, I hope
Hey.
I hope you had somebody else that can. I hope you have somebody else, Bob, that can step into that role.
So you didn't find anything when you were in the water, Rob?
I did. I got something really nice, and I'll be releasing a video to my members probably midweek, and by midweek I also hope to be having the next big giveaway going, that we are giving away not 1 but 2 Barber $50. We're doing a giveaway. I'm hoping to get that going. I'm hoping to get that going by Wednesday or Thursday. We'll run that probably for 4 or 5 days. But yeah, I'll have a members video coming out. We'll publish that early for my trip to Pensacola. And but yeah, we all got a nice piece of jewelry. Yeah, Chop just says that's where she's going to bury Rob. No, the hole wasn't big enough to bury my fat ass.
Well, that's where the truck comes in for compaction.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly true, Scott. I miss my mom. My mom's been gone 17 years now, but I miss her every day.
Hey, Rob.
Sir.
When she was hatcheting out the roots, did you give her any advice?
Yes, I did. I told her to cut the root at an angle. And I don't care how many times you tell a woman to cut something at an angle, she still came down on it straight away. And then the hatchet would just bounce off the root. And I go, honey, you got to come at it at an angle. And then once you get 2 or 3 chops that way, you got to come at it at the other angle.
Luckily, you did not live stream that event, because I would have offered the old farmer's advice of what to do with a stump. Burn it out. Just get a little gas.
No, she wouldn't have let me. Wow.
Well, honey, we could burn that out.
I woke up this morning and my Facebook video has hit 8 million views. Congratulations, sir. Wow. Well, the reason we had to use the hatchet, I have 2 axes here, 2 full-size axes, and there's no way both of those 2 axes can be up at my house. I don't know where we couldn't find an axe today. I mean, I can understand one of the 2 maybe being at my house, but so she did find a hatchet, and
she's probably got the other one in her closet waiting for you to go to sleep one night.
Yep, by pulling the stump out, you loosen the soil, easier digging. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, it's easy to pull stumps out or rot them out.
Chop shop.
Thank you, Greg. Right. Yep, I'm 60. I'm 60 short, Greg. Actually, I am 53, Greg. 55. Excuse me. I lost a sub. I'm 55 short of 5,000, guys. I'm hoping I hit that in June.
Here's one of the old man neighbors that used to live up the street from me told me to do. He says, take your little hatchet and make a little hole in the top of the stump, put sugar and a little bit of diesel, and just let that work. Maybe do it a couple of times. It rots the roots. Makes them really
You know
easy.
what? Somebody else told me about something else you did. And Denise and I take care of a neighbor's house, and she had a small tree in the backyard that went bad. And I did the same thing. I went over there with my drill. I drilled it out, and I put the concoction. Everybody told me to put it in there. And I went over there weeks later, and it didn't do a damn thing to that tree. Mr. Chappie, Nanu, thank you for the UFO emojis.
Should have threw a little gas on it and burned it out.
Yeah, Angie says the same thing. I still haven't found how to rot it out. I tried a concoction. It was different than the one you said, Zach, but
he said sugar and diesel.
Mystic says dynamite.
Yeah, you wrap a chain around and pull it out with the car.
That's what we did. We just put my snatcher strap on it. And alrighty, guys, let me check a couple names here for the races.
Greg on Diver, that's what everybody's grandpa did until they made it where you couldn't get dynamite anymore. Hi, show me.
You didn't show me. All right, we already got Ken Do in there. I believe we also got JP in there already. Yepper. All right, I know I'm missing one person. Let me go back here, guys.
Can Do Veterans at 59 likes.
Come on, guys. One more. Alrighty, I just hit the button for number 60, Zackson, from my Tesla account.
2 channels, Rob.
I'll put up a prize.
Oh, snap. Whoa.
Well, let's get him to 61 then.
That is one thing that Rob's really good at, Scott. He knows the names that are on that list.
Yep, we're 61, Zach. So we did it, Zach. Somebody did it the right way. 61.
He can't remember what story he was telling you, but he knows if you're on that list or not.
Absolutely. I've stared at that list enough times. Zach's exactly right. Johnny Smallpepper, I'm exactly 63 too. Wow, both my parents are still alive and okay in their 90s. My mom would be in her 90s now. My dad would be like 103, so he would have been long gone. But I lost both my parents in their 70s when I was a younger man. So congratulations to you, Johnny. Still alive and doing okay in their 90s. Congratulations, Johnny. Good for you, sir. You just made my night tonight, Johnny. That is awesome, sir.
My dad
Very best. Thank you to all the veterans. Thank you to veterans. Oh, we gotta close out the poll. Thank you very much, Jay Paul. Let's go in that poll. Oh man, let me go vote in the poll first.
Along the same lines.
Let me go vote in my own poll first.
I didn't even read it. I just closed it.
All right, as metal detectors, do you like both water hunting and dirt fishing? I'm going to answer yes to that one. And the poll is going to wind up at 74 to 26. course, it won't let me close the poll out since I'm not on my own channel. Let me go back to FlThunder since I can't do my own poll. And end poll. 122 votes. Thank you, good people, tremendously. We have 92 thumbs up here. Wow.
That's right, Johnny.
Yoxnav, welcome to the chat.
Sorry to hear
Johnny Small
Sorry to
Pepper,
hear
I
that.
could not agree with you more, sir. Some of the only things I mean, obviously, guys, getting older sucks in a lot of ways, but the older I get, the more I appreciate everything I never thought of when I was young. That's one of the things about getting older. You understand more things you didn't understand when you were younger. You don't take things for granted like you did when you were younger. Absolutely, Johnny Small Pepper. Dina, that was very close to me. I lost my dad at like 34, and I lost my mom at 44. There you go. Paul says Tovax does a great job of blowing up tree roots. You are, Johnny.
Is your pool at your house warm enough yet, Rob? Are you in that yet?
You know what, Zach? I have not tried the pool. Denise has a thermometer that floats around it all day. I'll pull the thermometer tomorrow. I'd be willing to bet you it would surprise me if it's not at least 78, Zach. And that's probably about what the water was. The water in Pensacola was probably 76, 77. So, yeah, if it's 77, 78, in the summertime, it stays around 81, 82. So nice warm in the summer. There you go. 5 Miles says Happy Mother's Day. Howdy, Mr. Claude Patty. All right, let me double check a couple more names, guys.
Johnny, he put out a video not too long ago.
Yes, Juice is okay. Johnny Small Pepper, he's doing well.
Yeah, they did. They put out and it was good to see Juice being Juice, Johnny Small Pepper. He's great in the video.
His new channel is Arthur.
Yep. You know, it's funny, Zach. I've got 200 names I keep on this list, and even though we have.
He just started back, Lewis. He's just started back metal detecting.
Even though we have 70 people in here tonight, it is hard taking a name off this list to keep it at 200. Because if I take 3 names off the list tonight, they'll be here tomorrow, guaranteed. And I'll have to put them back on.
I'm just happy we've gotten almost everyone to put a picture up in their Google profile so you can recognize who they are without reading the name.
Yep.
And
more and more people are putting their email up, so they're getting a little easier to contact. I haven't harped on it in a while. I used to all the time. I haven't harped it. Guys, please put your email on your about page, even if you do your, some Gmail or Hotmail account that you don't want everybody knowing your personal email. Because if you win a prize, and I can't track you down, guys, I'm doing 2 weeks now. You don't claim a prize in 2 weeks, we put it back in the prize pool to give to another person that's here enjoying the streams. Wow, that pill just kicked in a little bit more right now.
Have a glass of wine.
See, Zach, there's another story, Zach, that you've never heard of there.
I'm sure. You see, Rob, what gets me, or what I can bet with a reasonable fact. These are the stories you tell us. It's the ones that you would never tell anybody. That would really make us wonder, I'm sure.
Yeah, Mark, I challenge her on that. Mark. My first really bad drunk in high school. Zach was on Boone's Farm Strawberry Wine and Mad Dog 2020, and I can't even. That was my first, 16-year-old go out, get somebody to buy you the booze, drink in the back of the car, get home that night, puke your brains out. My father had to hold my head above the garbage can. My mom said I look like a drunken bum in the gutter. That was a direct quote from her. So she wouldn't deal with me. So my father held me. held my head up while I was puking in the garbage can.
Thank you,
And
Patty. You're right.
yep, Mandy, Mad Dog 2020 in Boone's Farm. And to this day, Zach, I can at least smell wine now, but for there was a good 20-year period, Zach. If I even smelled a bottle of wine close, it made me gag. Mad Dog passes. She starts drinking Mad Dog. She starts singing.
At least you waited until high school.
Oh, yeah, same. Yeah, Torchy. I can't. I mean, if I'm somewhere and somebody's doing a little celebration, and everybody gets a little glass of wine or something like that, or champagne, yeah, I can do a toast and do a couple sips, but I just can't sit around and wine is not my drink of choice now. Yep. She Devil says, sadly, I remember those days. All righty. Lewis says, I will be in Aurora, Colorado, visiting my son in the last week of this month. Wow, he's a surgical doctor at Colorado University. Maybe I'll see Juice out there. You know what, Lewis? He had a great day in that park out there. I'm sure he'd love to meet you in that park. Danny, trust me, Danny, you're not missing anything. Uh-oh. Incognito says, I finally did it. I updated my legend to 1.17. Hope I didn't assassinate my detectability. Oh, my God. Johnny Smallpepper said, I saw Deer Hunter drinking Mad Dog. That wouldn't be good, Johnny.
Mix.
Yep. Just grape juice with a yeast infection. Absolutely. All right, hang on. There's one name I wanted to get in this race, and then we're going to run that race.
Back in a second.
Yeah, Digging Louisiana. I don't think Denise will be. I don't think Denise will be real happy about that with the blue pill. Thank you, Scott. When I first read your line, I'm like, "What the hell are you saying?" And then I read your whole thing. Here's a better idea. Don't put your email address about section. Get off your ass and send Rob an email. And Zach, most people are getting better. And I will say this for the regulars do it all the time. For the people that some pop in the stream sometimes, those are the ones that are having trouble getting off. But the regulars are pretty good, Scott. But thank you for that, Scott. Oh, he changed his name. Juice changed his channel's name to Juice's Adventures from Art. Okay, thank you, Patty.
Yeah, I just tried looking that up, and it's there's one in Malaysia or someplace like that, but I couldn't find Juice's.
Did you try the Juice's Adventures, Bill?
Yeah, and there's a Juice's Adventures, but it's not the Juice that we know. It's somebody else. And that was the only one I could find.
Oh, I was on Google, not YouTube. LOL, Rob. Way to go. Yeah, have another pain pill, Rob.
There's some guy in India or some place like that. Scott said he couldn't find it either. For a while, it was just called Arthur, but that's not up now either. She put the link in there.
Yeah, let's go through the link. That always seems to be the easiest way to do it, guys.
Oh, Juice Adventures. I put the S in it. That's why. Okay. And it's at Juice-Adventures. Okay. And I'm already subscribed to it. How could I not know that? He's put out one video. Well, their newest one is on Miss Charlie's. They did a live a few days ago, almost 2 hours. So.
Yep, Danny, thank you. Ooh, that sounds horrible, Paul. I'm not a Grieve Olive guy, Paul. That sounds a sham pimple, a draft of beer, a shot of Ripple. I've never had Ripple in my life.
Yeah, and he's only got 2 videos, so it's not promoting, Patty. That's why it's hard to find.
All right, 11:29.
Promoting, it's easy to find.
11:29. Yeah, let me go over from. There he is, Juice Adventures, and you too, Bill. I'm subscribed too.
Yeah, I think we probably both subscribed right after we watched her live and forgot all about it.
Yep. That was a good stream. Him
was.
and Charlie had a good day in the park.
Yep.
But again, it's good seeing him out there after the stroke and his recovery.
Yep.
I mean, he sounded like the regular juice man that we all know and love.
Yeah. So we're going to do the race, right, Rob?
Yep. I'm double checking the last name right now, Bill.
Okay. So
good evening, Heather Bueller.
Zach's putting up a copper round for first place, right?
Yep.
Okay. DAL for my $2 bill and the quarter and dime.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill, it's already 11:30, so I will go ahead and do one for I'll go ahead and do a I'll throw in another barber, Bill, for 100th place.
For what place?
100th place.
100th place. Nice.
So we'll have three winners tonight.
Awesome.
Go out in style here.
Yep. Let's race. I need coffee.
I just hang on. I don't want to leave out a couple of the guys from the from JP's bar or Can Do. Make sure James is in here. All righty, Bill. I think that's everybody, sir. Let's pull the race back up. Wow, Everclear and 7-Up. Wow, that sounds. Whew.
You know,
Lance
Rob,
says Juice has another. All righty. All right, we got James in the race. Made sure he was in there. Wow, Chappie says Juice is the whole reason I got into YouTube. That is cool, Chappie. That is awesome. All right, Backbreaking says, come on, guys. 4 away from 100. Smash that button. Show Me Mo says, good luck, good luck, good luck, everybody. All righty, guys. Let's get the race done. Set. That's a shuffle 1. Shuffle 2. All righty, guys. We got 3 prizes coming from Zach, Bill, and I for the final race of the night. And we're off. Thank you, Mr. Zach.
No problem.
So, Rob, you going to need me in the morning, or?
Charlie says he's going to try and make it, Bill. So
Okay.
I hate to give you. I mean, you'll be there anyway, Bill. I don't mean to like take you for granted, but if he's not there, Bill, I'll send you a quick text.
Okay.
Thank you. He says he's hoping to make it. He's hoping to get a lot of the things done tonight that he needed to do.
But I've been trying ever since you told me to read Anna's chat. My emails aren't going through now.
So, Bill, you're putting up what, Bill?
A $2 bill, a silver dime, and a 4 and silver quarter.
Wow, nice, Bill.
Thank you, Rob.
And then Rob's throwing in another barber dime. All righty, guys. 3 winners on this tonight. First DAL and 100. Show Me Mo. I love the new AI-generated detector doll, figurine, whatever you want to call it. Just those things are so cool. I'll have to figure out how to do one of those guys.
Angie said she could always cuff us.
There you go. Yeah, Nick, I actually know how you feel. All right, guys, 8 seconds. Florida Knox. Dalton is fading. Ronnie's fading. Show me's right there. Here comes Denise Kidder. Oh, she hasn't been here tonight. It's long past her bedtime tonight.
What's the first prize, Rob?
Do what, Zach?
What's the first prize?
First prize is yours.
Okay. Denise Kidder, Ronnie Adventures, Show Me Treasures, Full Half, BC Treasure Trails, or Javier Garcia. If you can see your name, Ronnie is here.
Okay, well, I know Denise, this is way past her bedtime, so.
Okay.
Thank you, J. Paul. I will try that.
Javier says, I'm here.
Ronnie is here.
Goes Ronnie, Javier.
Yep, Ronnie is here. He says here. He's got 20 seconds to go. And while we're waiting, while we know he's here, let's go down to 100th. Wow, Rob went way past that. Now, guys, the way I do it before even looking is I do it bottom first to 101 and then up to 99. That's the way I do it, guys, in case the 100th isn't here. Look at that,
Jim
Mr.
Steele.
Steele. All righty. Ronnie
Jim was
gets
here earlier.
Ronnie gets first prize. I'm sure Jim's still here.
I haven't seen him comment in a while.
He's here.
Jim, just say you're here. Here, he says.
Yep, there he is. Jim Steele gets the Paparouses.
No, that was yours at 100.
Oh, that's right. You're right. You're right.
Mine was DAL.
You're right. Okay, so Bill's for DAL is going to be Finding America.
Finding America.
And Ohio River Shane, Looter 8, and Torchy. Well, we know Torchy's been here.
Yeah.
So the three above Torchy, Looter 8, Ohio River, Finding America. I don't recall any of them being here tonight, but we will double check.
Torchy says, I'm here.
Yep. All right, no Finding America in the comments. No Ohio River history. No Looter 8. All right, we're going to call that one for Torchy.
There you go,
Nice,
Torchy.
Torchy.
There's my email. Send me your address. And
Oh,
contact.
congratulations, Torchy.
Congratulations. My email seems not to be working because my stuff that I'm sending out is being kicked back tonight. I don't know why.
Well, I did get your text, Bill, and I did get your Facebook, so those are working.
Yeah, well, that's off my phone. I'm talking on my computer. My email,
okay.
for some reason, and I mean, I've sent her stuff before and had no problem, and it's just getting kicked back. It could be at her end.
Alrighty,
But I'm
guys,
not
we had
seeing anything from anybody right now either, which is strange.
4 winners tonight. I want to
Yep.
thank everybody for being here. It is coming up on 11:45, so we're right at the 2-hour mark here, which is what Charlie usually poses it. So I want to say thank you to Zackson, thank you to Bill.
You're welcome.
Chappie says much love. See you guys all tomorrow. Nick says congrats to all the winners. Porchy says try restarting your computer, Bill.
Hi, Rob. Why go?
Michael, thanks. Alrighty, guys, we'll see you in the morning. It'll be me, hopefully Mr. Charlie or Bill. And if Mr. Zackson's up and around, him too. But guys, we'll see you in the morning. Thanks for everybody being here.
Hi, everybody.
Yep.